So of course, you've been here all day, but welcome to the third CSC Project Summit. We appreciate that you guys have taken the time out to come and be with us today. We see you all through the computers all the time, but it's nice to see you face to face and some new faces as well. So our goal is to be the most help that we can be to nursing homes, and we have expertise in regarding clinical, regulatory, operational, financial, and performance. We want to give a brief overview of the CSC project and who Qsource is. So of course, here's your team, and most of you know them, but I'm going to go through just a little bit for the ones that don't. My name is Lindsay Bugg, and I've been a nurse for almost 10 years. I have experience in surgical, wound care, acute and chronic care, and I've also completed my SMQT certification for surveying in Kansas and in Texas. I'm a transplant to Texas. So one of the biggest things that bothered me about being a surveyor was that I was handing you these deficiencies and then being like, bye. That's not what I wanted to do. So when I found Qsource, I was like, okay, we're gonna do some good stuff now. We have Corrine Edwards, I believe 16 years experience, is that right? 16 years experience in the LTC setting. She still currently works with LTCs as a wound care nurse on the weekends. She wanted to keep her skills up. She is a wealth of knowledge, and she's been my biggest mentor since I started last November. Amanda, she has 13 years experience? I'm remembering this from memory, guys. 13 years experience as a DON, ADON. She's RAC certified, all the good things. Miss Santana is a quality improvement expert. She's our guru for everything, and she's really good at, I mean, not just quality, but like if you need an Excel spreadsheet or anything like that, she's your lady. We have Miss Tina, and I have just been introduced to Tina, but she has, what is it, like 3 decades of experience in LTC and that setting in general. So again, another wealth of knowledge. Miss Kimberly is also an SMQT certified surveyor in Florida. Is that right, guys? Yes, Florida and North Carolina. Sorry about that, Kim. And then we have Jennifer Goodpasture. She's our LTC quality director. She's been a DON, a quality improvement advisor. She's been all the things as well. And then Mr. Jonathan Pouliot, he's our consultant pharmacist. Let's see if I can make this work for me. I don't think it's going to. Okay, so we're going to go over the CSC project. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're going to go over the objectives, the CSC project overview, the outcomes review, targeted measures, and then success stories. So who we are. Qsource has had nearly 50 years of experience working with healthcare providers. We operate in 11 different states, overseeing ESRD, EQRO, and QIO activities. And we serve as the Medicare Quality Innovation Network Quality Improvement Organization, QIN-QIO, for Indiana. So civil monetary penalties. Civil monetary penalties are the ones imposed by Medicare and Medicaid services for nursing homes that are failing to meet federal regulations. 90% of those funds come back to you guys for quality improvement in the lives of your residents. So the top citations in 2022, the top one was F689, free of accident hazards supervision devices. And then of course, I mean, you can read out the rest of them. I won't read them all out for you, but those are the top 10 deficiencies that surveyors cited. And for good reason. I mean, they affect everybody. Infection prevention and control has been a topic for the last 2-3 years, especially with COVID. So the Culture of Safety Center is a coordinated collaborative that improves resident safety, quality of care, and there's 2 aims: the annual summit, which is what you're at today, and then the nursing home regional collaboratives. So the project summary. When it comes to what we've done, you guys have come to the monthly meetings, you've talked with your QI advisors, we've talked about your PIPs, We, at the very beginning of the project, if you don't know about it, we had them pick a PIP topic. And so each facility has met with us monthly, each QI advisor, to go over their PIP and to reevaluate their interventions, implement new things, and we've had a lot of success with them. And Santana is actually, oh, no, I'm sorry, next one. So the benefits of participating. You're gonna gather new skills. We troubleshoot challenges with you. You guys are sharing best practices, not just with us, but with the collaboratives. When you come together, all the LTCs come together, you're gonna be sharing everything that you have. And we all know that more heads are better than one. You're gonna improve quality measure scores and fulfill federal requirements. You'll receive technical assistance from us, and then of course, the data analysis that we have monthly. So this year we recruited 42 SNFs. We created 3 collaboratives, the Middle, East, and West. And our targeted measures for this year that you guys chose were falls, staffing, psychotropics, and pressure injuries. 100% root cause analysis was completed, technical assistance to all, and the PIP projects were completed. The training modules and tools we offered, we got some good feedback on those. And then, of course, the regional collaborative meetings that we held every month. We had some awesome speakers. Julie was one of them. And now I'm going to hand it over to Santana, and she'll take over from here.
Hello, everyone. It is such an honor to be here with you today. I want to take a moment and thank our advisory council members. We have Julie Clark from Alliant that serves on our Culture of Safety Center Advisory Council, and then also Gwen. It looks like she's not back from lunch yet, but Glenn from Leading Age. 2 excellent resources for you all. If you have not had a chance to take advantage of those resources, please call on them. They are great for our state, and we're very lucky to have them. And also want to thank those facilities that have participated in the Culture of Safety Center project with us. Great to see your faces and for us to be here in person. I get the fun part of sharing what our outcomes from this project have been. Like Lindsay said, this is our 3rd year of doing the Culture of Safety Center project, and I get to share the successes for you. So this is exciting to me. I am very passionate about quality improvement, and the fact that we get to come in and offer you all assistance and just to be an additional resource to you at no cost makes my day worth it every day, that's what I get to do. So some facility feedback I can share with you. Both of these facilities on the slide have actually spoken at our previous summits that we've had, and Generation of Spencer says, by participating in the Culture of Safety Center project with Qsource, we improved our outcome measures, learned new quality improvement techniques while enhancing our culture of safety. So how did they do that? They said through the expertise gained with their Qsource advisors and the shared experiences from the regional collaboratives. Year 2, we had Community Care of Rutherford was our guest speaker at the summit, and the administrator told us that their QI advisor provided them with great tools for use and guided their community down the path to success as they set goals to see reduction in falls and achieve that month after month. So here's where it gets interesting, guys. Not only were we assisting them with completing PIPs, but while we served as that resource for them, he also shares that the facility team worked with the quality improvement advisor to help improve their QAPI program. Additional education was provided to their team, and they felt like they became much more knowledgeable about the QAPI process, which in turn made their QAPI meetings more meaningful and productive. Okay, and then this is year 3. I want to share a little bit of background about this facility. This facility participated with us in our opioid safety project, and then they signed up for the Culture of Safety Center project last year, and then signed up again this year to participate with us. So we've had a lot of interaction and great work done there with their facility. And the DON states, I cannot say enough good things about this program. We've worked on psychotropic reduction, which is in line with those state requirements, and this group has helped me with a patient each month this year to reduce the usage for each patient. They brought in a consultant pharmacist each meeting to help as well. And as a result, they state that their psychotropic rate was reduced, and they've had a tremendous help with their fall reduction as well. So want to share some of the outcomes for each of those topics that Lindsay stated we've been working on with the facilities. And I don't want to just show you graphs, I just don't want to share data on the slides. I hope I can share some examples of what we've been working on and how they've achieved these results. So the first slide here is on staffing, and I'm sure everybody in the room can relate to the challenges that we've had with staffing in long-term care. Over the past 3 years, we know that's been exacerbated, those challenges and that staffing shortage that we've had by COVID, by the pandemic, and by agency staffing. The reality is it has been very difficult to make any kind of improvement with staffing. But I am very proud to show you the facilities that have been working on staffing with us this year have actually collected a baseline period there of excuse me, a 4.4%, and they have already achieved their 10% reduction goal or their improvement goal that we set out for staffing, and have exceeded that with a 2.5% turnover rate in the previous month that we've reported. So how did we do that? What did we work on? Those facilities, that chose to work on staffing, so what else can we do with staffing? Where do we find our opportunities with staffing turnover? So we assisted them with a root cause analysis, and we looked at all areas of staffing, from recruiting to onboarding and orientation, then through retention. And we looked for those opportunities and where their facility felt like they had the biggest opportunities to make improvements. We also distributed a staff satisfaction survey to those facilities and let them share that with their employees so we could help them dig down deeper into those results that they were receiving from their staff satisfaction surveys. And in turn, with some of those interventions they put into place, what we saw is they were not only improving their turnover rates, but they have also started improving the culture at their facility and improving morale of the staff as well. So big kudos to those facilities. And next, we will talk about falls for just a second. So falls continue to be a hot topic in long-term care. We know that. And as you saw, they continue to contribute to one of those top citations that we see across the state. So this year, a majority of facilities that were participating in the projects actually chose to work on falls with us. And I have one facility I spoke with just this morning before the summit started. Tenova was telling me, we took falls and we started tracking and trending, and that's where our focus was. We started tracking and trending those fall events to see where our opportunities were. And what they identified through that root cause analysis was that they actually had an increase in falls on a particular day of the week, and then in particular around mealtime. So they were able to adjust some staffing patterns there in order to start driving some reductions in their falls. And as you can see, our data, it really has fluctuated month after month, but I still feel like we're going to finish strong in the next couple of months and be on track to meet our 10% reduction in falls as well. These facilities, they work really hard on falls. And what you can't see in the numbers here are the number of residents that had repeated falls. So those repetitive fallers can really increase your rate. You're not just seeing that in their falls numbers, but that gave us an opportunity to start doing a deep dive on those repeated fallers as well and see what else we could do and what interventions that we needed to put into place to see improvements with those residents in particular. So we did start collecting some data additional to just falls rate by looking at their number of repetitive fallers as well as length of stay. So we wanted to look at long stay versus short stay residents and see if we had opportunities there as well. Okay. And next, I'm going to skip over psychotropics just a second. I want to talk about pressure injuries. The facilities that worked with us on pressure injuries, one big contributing factor to the success. They have already met their 10% goal in reducing pressure injuries. We want to contribute that to the multidisciplinary approach and assistance that we've had from those facilities that are working on pressure injuries with us. And we did have a corporate director of wound care from one of our facilities actually speak on one of our collaborative meetings, and she provided education on how we could determine if a pressure injury was facility acquired versus being present on admission, and providing that education on an in-depth review of pressure injury stages and how we should grade those. So we also provided some guidance on the new guidelines that are coming out in October 2023 as well. Through our root cause analysis with pressure injuries, we were able to identify opportunities in preventing pressure injuries as well as treating those wounds, and saw a lot of opportunities and interventions around our orientation process and how we were just treating back to the basics, treating of wound care, and what needed to be implemented for those facilities. So great results already that we've seen with those facilities. And going back to psychotropics for just a second. Lastly, this is the last topic that we worked on with facilities this year. And while our focus was on antipsychotics for these facilities due to the regulatory requirements, we did add in antidepressants and anxiolytics and hypnotics this year. And the reason is we wanted facilities to look at psychotropics as a whole and focus on what their processes were, particularly around prescribing and what opportunities we could have. So we brought in our consultant pharmacists on these one-on-one TA calls with facilities, and we saw that we needed to focus on the appropriateness of their diagnosis and the indication for prescribing. So going right back to what Dr. Nazir was talking about with polypharmacy and the appropriateness of those medications, that gave us that opportunity to focus with facilities on reviewing those. Even though you might not see a decrease in each of those classes, we still were able to identify opportunities, which is best care for our residents as well. And I am going to hand it over to Miss Amanda. She has a facility she's worked with on psychotropics, so they can talk a little more about their success that they've had.
I would like to introduce to you Elk River of Fayetteville, out of Fayetteville, Tennessee. The administrator, Lisa Vito, and the director of nursing, Maggie Jewell, are here today to share their success stories with the project. We met last fall when they decided to join up for the Culture of Safety Center, and their biggest challenge was working through psychotropic medications. This facility is extremely unique. It has a dementia care unit, and I'm going to let them tell you all about their successes and triumphs with working the project. Will y'all please help me introduce them and give them a big, huge, warm welcome.
Thank you. We appreciate it. As Amanda said, we do have a facility that has a 26-bed secured dementia unit. And when we join the collaborative, you know, you always think, do we really want to do this? Do we really have time? Because you always look at the time constraints. You always worry, okay, how many meetings are we going to have? How long are we going to spend on this? So we decided, yes, we wanted to do this. And our two things that we chose were falls and the psychotropics, with our focus on antipsychotics. I think most of you probably have the same situation we have, that every time we get a patient from the hospital, what's one of the medications they send them back on? An antipsychotic, usually Seroquel for sleep. So then here you go, you have the antipsychotic and you have to start looking at those reductions. You also look at a dementia unit and you think, how successful are we going to be? Because most of the time they do have some behaviors, and are we going to be able to reduce these behaviors and reduce these antipsychotics? And of course, when we start telling our nurses we're going to reduce antipsychotics, what kind of reaction do we get from them? No. Oh my gosh, are you going to come in and sit with them if they get behaviors? So yes, we had some challenges with that, but with the help of Qsource, we've been very successful. I'm going to let Maggie share as far as the results go, as far as where we started and where we are currently today.
So I will start basically I'll talk about antipsychotics, but first, one of the big things was our fall rate. So when we started this, we told Amanda we wanted to work on our falls and we wanted to work on our antipsychotics. Well, we were having a very high percentage of falls. In particular, we had one resident that had multiple falls a day. And I don't think, any facility is immune to that. We see that a lot. Well, we were able to drill down with Amanda and with the help of Lisa, and we were able to go from having, so in October, our fall rate was at its highest, like 13.8%. Which was huge for us. And so we're a little concerned over it. And so we talked with Amanda about it and we drilled down. And in November, just by drilling down 1 month, we were able to decrease it to 6.8%. So, and the other thing is too, they give you tools that you can use if you're starting to see trends of your falls increasing. So it wasn't just this one time, like we can use that moving forward. So from November until present day, we have consistently maintained a 6 to 7% fall rate each month.
That's awesome.
With the same facility, still, with the same resident
Same
still in the
resident,
facility.
same resident still there. We just had to get creative with it, and then we also had to drill down. Talking about our antipsychotic usage, we were high. In July of last year, we were at an all-time high of, it was 29.3%. That's a big number of patients in your facility that have antipsychotics. A lot of it was the nurses says, well, what do you want us to do? You've got a dementia unit. Like, how are we going to handle this? And so one of the things that I loved about it was when Amanda started working with us, we were bringing 3 patients that were on antipsychotics a month to an hour-long meeting with her and John, and we were able to look and see, like, they were on multiple medications. Some of them had no reason to be on that antipsychotic because it was such a low dosage. It literally wouldn't have hurt to take them off of it. You wouldn't even have had to have titrated it. So we had a lot of low dosage Seroquels, a lot of low dosage Zyprexas, those types of things. So I'm proud to say that when we got our numbers for July, we were at 18.1%. So basically an 11% decrease in a year. In speaking on the antipsychotics, one of the things that we also noticed was that while we worked through this and we would bring 3 patients a month to Amanda and John to look over their medications, it also had a trickling effect into some of the other things that we're looking for. One of those things, a hot topic even here today, has been polypharmacy. So last year in July, we were at an average of 12.8 medications per patient. So this July we were at 9.1. So, other than that, I just want to reiterate what Lisa said. We only spent it's only literally 2 hours a month. And the benefit has been tremendous, and we just can't wait to continue working with y'all. Thank you.
We already have another thing we've got Amanda focused on.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. I'm so excited. Well, again, they have been a true success story for this project. They signed up for psychotropics, but as we all know in long-term care, when we start connecting the dots and we start moving through one hot topic, it's going to connect to another one, like this instance was falls. And we all know that that is another hot topic. As we can tell from 2022 citations, that's the #1 citation that long-term facilities received, incidents and accidents. So it also benefits you. They overlayer each other. It benefits in that way. And then not only that, we took on polypharmacy as well. Some of these residents had 3 to 4 different psychotropic medications, and in reduction or combination of those classifications, like say 2 antidepressants, combining those, finding the right fit for that resident, you also improve that quality of life all the way around, not just with polypharmacy, psychotropic medications, and fall reduction. So they have done an amazing job. We at Qsource can't take all of the credit for that. These ladies right here have really worked the process and really dove in, and we are so honored to be working with you guys. So thank you so much for signing up for the project. So I wanted to let you guys know at this point in time, we're going to have a brief 15-minute break so we can transition to our breakout sessions. So if you're in session 1, Legionella and Healthcare, Water Management, Infection Control, and Outbreak Response, you will move to Salon C. So if you go out of the door and to the right, past the bathrooms, Salon C is in there. If you are signed up for session 2, optimizing key MDS changes, you will remain here. This is where session 2 is going to be at. So that give you a little bit of break before then. Okay? Thank you, guys.